So in the previous tutorials, what we have done is we have initialized the GitHub repository, installed some of the dependent libraries using requirements.txt. Then we imported the data, and also we built a machine learning model, and we exported the pickle file. And further, we created a front end using HTML and CSS, and a backend server point for prediction using Flask. So now we are going to get into Azure, and we are going to set up some resources and also set up Azure Web App, and we are going to actually build and deploy the model. So let's get into it. First things first, I'm going to commit all the changes. So in the last, it was the Flask that we made, the file that we created app.py, and let's commit and push that. Yeah, so this is done. So you can see our changes in the local repository in PyCharm has been reflected in the GitHub repository. So you can see like the app.py is here. We have the data and model, static, templates, and so on. So we have everything in here. So now we need to go to the Azure portal. So type portal.azure.com, or just type Azure portal and search on Google. So once you come, you'll be headed to this sort of portal, not a portal, but the Microsoft Azure here. So once you sign up, you need to sign up, and also you need to probably use your credit card, and just for verification it might charge you $1, or if you're in the rupees, so it must be under 100 rupees, or and also you get around 2000 to 3000 rupees of credit. So you should create a subscription by clicking on add. So yeah, you can set up a free trial or Azure. I will suggest, of course, go with the free trial here if that's available to you, or pay as you go, or Azure student, depending upon your comfort. So once that is done, click on home, go to resource group, and create a resource. So you can name this anything you want. I'll just keep it as Azure ML Web App for now, and click on create review plus create, and then click on create. You can see the resource group has been successfully created here. It is still empty here. So what you need to do is you need to click on create, and it will take you to the marketplace. So here you can see variety of tools or the products that is available from the Azure. So we'll have to search for web app and click on web app here. So click on this, click on create web app, and you can name your web app anything you want. I'll just name it as web app. Okay, the underscore is not allowed. Okay. Yeah, you can name anything you want, whichever is acceptable. And we are going to set the pricing plan to be free, and then we are going to click on review plus create. Basics. Okay, let's go here. What is missing? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, we forgot to set up the environment. So we'll keep it as Python 3.9. I think Yes, that should work. So these are the two parameters that you need to keep in mind. One is the stack, that is Python 3.9, and the other one is the Linux, the pricing plan. It will be free, that would be better. Click on create. I think it should work now. I don't think any more issues. So it's deploying right now. So the way it works is you deploy and then you add your GitHub repository. You connect your GitHub repository to the deployment source, the deployment slot, and then you're going to, once it's connected, then it's going to build and then deploy again. It takes a bit of time. So yeah, it's done. So let's go to the resources. So we shall go to home, then web app, and yeah, you can see it's here, the app service. This is your web app. And the left hand side, click on deployment and go to deployment center. Yes, under deployment center, you're going to select the resource or the source as GitHub. Then click on the repository that you created, where the whole project is. And once this is done, you'll have to just click on save. So this is basically connecting your GitHub repository to the Azure Web App. And now if you go to your repository where you created your project and go to actions, should be okay, I think it's still happening. Let's wait. It should get reflected in the actions. Yes, you can see the build is already started. You can see the dependencies are being installed in the Azure Web App. So what you're seeing right now is under your actions, under the repository that you created, if you go to the actions, you're going to see both the build and the deploy. Right now the build is taking place. So if all of your files are, if all of your files are correct and there's no error, both your build and the deploy should happen without any problem. So the build is done. You can see there's a green tick. Now it's getting deployed. So job setup is done. Login. So yeah, it has logged in, it has downloaded all the artifacts related to the project, and right now it's deploying. I think it should take close to 15 to 20 minutes from my previous observation. So yeah, it was already done within 2 minutes. That's a bit surprising. So anyway, the deployment is done. Let's go and check it out. Let's click on overview. So yeah, let's click on this default domain, and this should be, yeah, you can see that it's already here. It's working well and fine. Let's try to predict and check if absolutely there's no error with the prediction and other aspects. Yes, the prediction is working. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this particular video. Do check out other videos as well in my channel. And yeah, this completes the overall tutorial. So what we have done so far, let's just revise it quickly. So we have initiated a GitHub repository, and we have also like cloned it in our local environment, like using the PowerShell or the open a new terminal. You remember we did it. And then we used PyCharm. We created requirements.txt where we passed on the libraries that are required, and we installed the requirements.txt, and then we imported the data, and also we trained the machine learning model. And once we trained the machine learning model, we exported it as a model.pickle file. We also created a front end using HTML and CSS. And then we also did a front end or a backend server point for prediction using Flask server. Then we set up Azure resource groups and subscription, and then we also set up the Azure Web App we deployed, and we connected our repository to the Azure Web App. We did build and we also deployed the same. And that's pretty much it for these particular playlists and the tutorial. So please do subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more videos, and there's going to be a lot of learning that can be expected. So that's pretty much it, and thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.